right, a special welcome. Thank you so much. And once again to our sponsors, FMF, the finest premium Ceylon tea. They have been sponsoring all our episodes. And once again today, they are here with us. And we have a very special guest all the way from Sacramento. She is no other than Anisha Dwarka. I hope I'm correct.
Yes.
Hi Anisha, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Good to see you. How's your training going? I've been told that you have been training every day with the OFC teams and all, especially representing Fiji.
Yeah, training's been going good. We've got a bunch of overseas players who have joined us, and just getting to have a mix of talent, getting to know coach's style of play with the team, very direct. So I'm looking forward to playing some really good games this week.
Where did this thing came up in your as a soccer player? You could have been doing netball, you could have been picked another sport, but why soccer? What was it that you were so sort of got attached to this?
Yeah, well,
was it from the earlier part?
I started playing when I was 5 or 6, but it mainly came from my dad. My dad grew up playing soccer in Fiji. And he played for a long time, and then once he stopped playing, he started coaching.
You can name him.
Yeah, Dwarka.
Yeah.
But yeah, he started coaching my sister. He just shared the game.
So it's all in the family.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whenever people have a family discussion, is it all about soccer, all about your teams, all your favorites, all the international stars?
It really depends. I mean, we talk about soccer all the time. We watch a lot of like Premier League on TV, so always talking about soccer.
Okay, but coming to Fiji and playing for Fiji team, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Representing Fiji, I must say.
Of course.
Yeah. How did that thing happen?
Well, actually, I was originally supposed to come in 2023 for the under-19s. But I tore my ACL just 2 weeks before I was supposed to come. So I was really bummed out because I really was excited to represent Fiji, you know, my dad's side of the family. But then I, took a lot of time to rehab, make myself a better player. And now I'm happy to be back and actually be a part of the national team this time.
And what position are you taking?
I'm a midfielder.
Midfielder.
Yes.
That's where the main sort of like focus is, because that's where the build-up starts.
All the chaos.
And then, of course, the left and right, the wings, they take the cue from you.
Yeah.
Was it you planned for that position, or is it just you loved that position?
I think there's a lot of great things about midfield. One, you can be very creative. I feel like I'm a very creative person, being able to get the ball from either the defensive line or offensive line, move around all over the pitch. Okay.
And when you are in Sacramento, you still play there in your college team?
Yes.
Okay.
So I play for William Jessup.
Okay. And you've been playing continuously, or is it lately that you have joined?
No, before college, I'd been playing club. So like when I started like at 5 or 6, I'd just been playing club. I've been fortunate enough to play at the Olympic development level with NorCal, Northern California. And I've also, played at the highest level of club, which is Girls Academy. So I played on a diverse group of teams and at the highest level possible.
Is there a difference, the pitch over here and in US over there, you have a different team, and then now you joining the national team.
Yeah.
Is there a difference? How do you adjust to that?
Yeah, there's different styles of play, I'll say. I think in the US, it's very more possession-based. There's pros and cons of each type of style. It's a little bit of an adjustment, but I really like the direct style that Coach Chua wants us to play, just because we need to score goals to win.
And you do get growling, or you do get lots of pressure sort of while the training is in progress?
I mean, I think there's pressure, but I take it on. It's a good type of pressure. It's a pressure that I don't only carry, but everyone on the team carries, because this is a big tournament and we really want to win this time.
And of course, FMF Finest Premium Ceylon Tea, thank you once again for the sponsorship.
Every morning, wake up with a smile. With FMF tea, it's all worth the while. Hey, 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 it's an FMF day. Tea time is calling, you need a quick fix. With FMF tea, you have the right mix.
FMF Finest Ceylon tea is second to none.
Hey, 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 FMF all the way.
You can sip your tea, yeah, right, in between, of course. I got a lot of things to ask, but when we talk about soccer,
Yes.
it's a very dedicated thing. It's a mind game also.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, there's a lot of time involved because there's a lot of training
Yes.
needed for that. How do you adjust your time to because being a girl, it's not that the girls don't play soccer. They play the fantastic soccer. I love watching them play. But I'm just saying, you're coming from a different culture, a different background.
Yes.
And then you have picked up soccer as your career.
Yes.
How do you sort of adjust to it?
Yeah, I mean, I think with the balance of school, I've become very good at managing my time. I add a lot of things to my plate, and I've just been able to again manage it very well. But there's always room. I always make time to train for soccer. Even if it's like very early in the morning or very late in the evening, I always want to be able to get touches on the ball. But yeah, I definitely feel like it can be hard for a lot of people, to manage their time between different things. But if soccer's, your priority and your passion, you'll make time for it.
And when you look at your training schedules, you have a bunch of players who are all with you.
Yes.
And you coming from a different country where the food is different. So are you able to adjust the food that is being served over here? I'm talking about the Itoke food,
Yes.
our own food, our own sort of like dalos, cassavas and lolos and all those things.
Yes.
Do you still miss your own food that you have, or is it that you are on a strict diet?
No, actually, it's not really an adjustment for me because, I actually grew up eating those foods.
Right.
My dad makes all those kinds of foods, dal, cassava, curry, stew, all the different types. I've grown up eating it, so it's not really been an adjustment. It's just, came to Fiji and now I'm just eating similar foods like
And
that.
anything, is it that you're missing something?
I'm
talking about American food.
I guess there are some American foods, maybe like
Fast foods? No.
I don't eat that much.
You don't
fast
eat
food.
that.
I like to get
Are you a
good
weight
diet.
conscious person? I mean, looking after your weight because you have to maintain yourself and things like.
I don't think it's more so weight. I
Yeah.
think it's just managing like what types of foods you eat, making sure you're eating good.
Is
nutritious
there a
foods.
restricted diet while you're training?
Not necessarily, but it again, like I said, it's more so just eating, nutritious foods, things that are going to give you energy to be able to play the game. But also, finding a balance between, sometimes we might have a sweet tooth for something. You can just fit it in at the end of practice. But yeah, it's more so about finding balance and eating nutritious and healthy foods.
You're bonding with the team players. Just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, of course. I've gotten to know the entire team so far, and they're very funny and sweet girls. Camp has been great. I've been able to settle down. They're very, very open, very nice with, helping me, whether it's like setting up my room or, in practice, maybe if I don't understand something, they're there to always, help me and explain things to me. But yeah.
Yeah. And your Madam Tulia, how is she? She's been very nice to me. She's
very nice.
very
Yes.
down to earth.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can understand how the way she talks to us, explains to us, and I really felt good about it. Now, when you look at your timing, is it a daily scheduled training, right?
Yes.
And how long the training goes on?
Yeah, so usually we have, since we're getting close to the tournament, we've just been having one practice, but before that we had 2 daily practices for about an hour 30 each. Our practice is now we have 1 practice a day for an hour 30, and then we do a little bit of like cycling in the afternoon just to get prepared for when we play those later night games.
So you have a schedule for that?
Yes.
Everything is scheduled?
Of course, yeah.
And when you say, do you have a free time to socialize?
Yeah, we do. We have a couple hours a day. It's kind of spread out throughout the day. So, we're always kind of socializing, whether it's, eating our meals together, at training during like water breaks and things like that. But we do have set times just for us, relax, go and hang out with each other.
And when you when you are in US, what are your schedules over there? Because apparently while you are not practicing, you have other things to do.
And then I'll be going to class, doing some classes, then I'll have practice in the afternoon again, and then usually I go home for the day. So usually when I'm socializing, it could be, whether it's in my classes or on the pitch. So it's a little bit different because I am going to school and playing soccer at the same time for my school.
So what can I say about Anisha for in the next 5 or 6 years? Where can I see Anisha in next 5 or 6 years?
Well, I hope to continue being able to play for
Is there
Fiji.
any player you get inspired?
There's a lot of players. I would say 2 of my favorite players are Iniesta and Eden Hazard. I think they're both very crafty players, especially Iniesta. He's very good in the midfield. Also Xavi. They both played for Barcelona, and I just really like their style
Have
of
you
play.
met any of those?
I haven't met them yet. I would love to meet them, but yeah.
It's something that you get inspired.
Yes.
Okay. And when you sort of like your foods and all those things, are you a savory person or a sweet person?
Oh, that's a hard question.
Uh-huh.
I'd say probably sweet.
It's probably sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything favorite on that?
I'll always go for a scoop of ice cream. I like ice cream.
And all those sweets, the Indian sweets that we have. Do you have like barfi, gulab jamun, pera?
I like barfi and I also like jalebi. Those are my 2 favorite. But there's a lot of good Indian sweets.
And you love that?
Yes.
Free time, just munching?
No, not all the time.
Not all the
just
time.
every once in a while, yeah.
Do you get time for movies and all those things?
Yeah, of course. I mean, again, I think the biggest thing that I kind of like urged or like said through this interview, it's all about time management. Again, like since I've been playing soccer and going to school, I've been able to manage my time well. So yeah, I've had time to, go hang out, socialize, and keep that balance with soccer while still playing at the highest level possible.
So if you have to leave home and you are going somewhere, what are the 3 things or 2 things that you cannot afford to miss it? You take it with you.
I will say probably my phone, because my dad always wants me to stay in touch. Also, like friends, if there's ever emergencies or anything like that.
A lot of friends? Friend circle is big or?
I wouldn't say big, but I do have a really good group of friends who, I trust and love.
Now, if you have to sort of be an example, or you want to sort of like, how do you encourage the girls to be very much part of this amazing sport?
I would just say probably, if you really have the passion for soccer, don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. I've been, shunned out by people or told no by people, but that's never stopped me. Especially, when I tore my ACL, it was such a dark time for me in the sport because, I got to see a lot of people who were actually by my side and who weren't. But, if you trust in yourself and you keep working to become a better version of yourself, the sky's the limit.
Anisha, Dwarka, can I ask you one question?
Of course.
About this interview? Were you nervous about it, that you're going to be sort of filmed or you're going to have an interview? How are you going to answer? Was there any time?
I don't think I was nervous. I actually love film and TV and cameras. I've done a lot of work in it in school, so not necessarily nervous, just happy to share.
This episode, of course, it will be throughout the world. Everybody can watch it. But have you ever thought that, of course, Fiji's #1 announcer will be doing an interview with you?
No, I didn't know that. But it's a great honor.
Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you. I hope you'll enjoy watching this episode when it's ready to be sort of like aired. But it was a pleasure talking to you. I'm sure you'll have a great time. All the best for your training. All the best to your team. Thank you so much for coming and taking out time.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.